Bill Allen and the Steve Parker case and how this fit into the entire civil rights movement?
Well, Bill Allen and Steve Parker were 2 of 4 young black men who were on their way to Ohio on a slick, snowy night, pretty much, I guess, as we had now, and was stopped by a policeman. And according to the record, the car that they were in did not match a car that was out, that should have been apprehended. So I don't know, and I can't attest to exactly what happened, but I do understand that they were fired on. And as a result of that, unfortunately, 2 policemen were killed. And of course, 1 black and 1 white. And one of the things that struck my attention especially in reading the book that's out now, On the Run, was that the black policeman almost died instantly. The white policeman died 60 days later. They were not indicted until the white policeman was killed. And of course, one of the things that make this case outstanding is that they lived very exemplary lives, except for that one incident. Before and after they went, and the book is called, they were on the run, so they, I won't take the time to tell you how they got out of prison. Apparently just on a picnic day, they walked out of prison and stayed on the run for years. They meshed in with different cities. They worked with different people at different levels, even to the point that Bill was asked to run for the city council. Of course, you know that would be exposing himself. But the point is, it just says how well they've been thought of. And to see them denied the privilege of being with their families and never having had a day in court. You see, we stand in court now, and we ask that people will stand and tell the truth. And of course, if a judge and the jury is going to ask this of people who are testifying, the assumption would be at least the jury, the grand jury, which is indicting, and the judges which are hearing cases, certainly would be truthful, honorable people. And these people have not gotten a chance yet to tell their story. And of course, they're still incarcerated. 2 of the persons, of course, one has allegedly hanged himself in the jail while he was on the run. And another one, of course, was finally tried and let out on some plea bargain. But that's basically, in a capsule, that's the case of Bill Allen, who is now in Riverbend Maximum Security, and Steve Parker, who is at Olney, the Correction Institute. But they are very fine people, and I think that as a minister, you see, Matthew, and I don't mean to be overly preachy, but I am one, okay. See, I was in prison and you came unto me. And I think one of the worst things that can happen in our society now is that when people get on the other side of the gate, we deny them our presence and our influence because they become a part of a society that we assume that somehow is contagious, when that there are many people outside less likely to be successful in getting along and affiliate with a society than these people are.
You know, Dr. Kimbrough, I think that brings a very, very important question dealing with the correction system, because I think that quite often we hear that some states are spending more money on expanding their system, and even here, quite recently, a gubernatorial candidate has come out and has announced that he's in favor of more prisons and et cetera. From the position of the NAACP, how does the NAACP see all of this activity in terms of building prisons and et cetera? Or are there any alternatives to building prisons? And if so, what are those alternatives?
Well, I'm not going to speak for the NAACP per se. I'm not here in that capacity. But let me tell you what the role of the NAACP has been and continues to be. And that is that we insist that people be law-abiding and they be given an opportunity on the front end of life, schooling, guidance, counseling, as an aversion to the penal system. we know, and the NAACP has been very interested all along in the educational process. And we know that in this country, and Nashville being no exception, unfortunately, the law and order mentality many times prevail. And when the educators and administrators of education go to get appropriations for the guidance of children, period, black, white, and all in between, the appropriations don't come near as fast and near as easily as it would be when you go to say, well, look, we need more prison built. So the point being that on the front end, people should be given an opportunity. I'm saying that Charles Kimbrough should not have had to wait until he was 18 years of age to start the high school in America, where his father has helped build almost free of charge because of the pay structure. Roads, can you imagine that? Road being built by Sterling Kimbrough, that his son would not be able to ride a bus over to go to the high school. And so I see myself in the same category as many of those inmates. You leave the country, you go to the big cities, so to speak, you're uneducated, and you have a high school qualification to get a job. If you don't have that, who's going to hire you? And if you don't have a job and you see the opportunity to do some things that are devious and not acceptable behavior sometimes, but you try to survive and feed your family. And so I see that as being a part of the